What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So I've got the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 and the OnePlus Open. I've used both of these devices. I put my SIM card in it. I've used them as a daily, and I want to share my thoughts and experience of using them, as well as just a general comparison. And I want to answer the question at the end, which one should you pick up when you're putting them face to face? So let's start things off with design. They're very distinct, different designs. This one obviously has its own OnePlus identity, and this has its Samsung identity. Let's start with the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Weighs in at just 239 grams, which is much lighter than its predecessor. It has a glass front, Gorilla Glass Victus 2, as well as a Gorilla Glass Victus 2 back, aluminum frame right here. It also does unfold just like this. It also is IP48 water resistant, and that's up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. It also does have stylus support, although you do need the case for it, and it does come separately. So the S Pen is sold separately. It doesn't have S Pen integration like the Galaxy S24 Ultra. When it's folded out like this, you're getting a 7.6-inch LTPO AMOLED display, 120 Hz, 2,600 nits of peak brightness, and the cover display is a 6.3-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED display, again 120 Hz, 2,600 nits of peak brightness, and it's good. Both of them are very good and vivid displays. I feel like this cover display, when compared to the OnePlus Open, is just not as wide and doesn't feel as much of a conventional smartphone. So using it on a daily, typing is a little bit tighter to type than the OnePlus Open. When we get to the OnePlus Open, it weighs about the same, 239 grams for its first foldable, which is pretty good. It also does have a glass front. It has it has a glass back, but this right here is leather. So I have the leather OnePlus Open back, and also does come with an aluminum frame. It's also IPX4 splash resistant. When we do open up like this, we're getting a 7.82-inch display. So 7.82-inch LTPO AMOLED display with a 2,800 nits of peak brightness, 120 Hertz. And then you get the cover display at a 6.3-inch LTPO with 120 Hertz and 2,800 nits of peak brightness. So they're very different but also similar designs. Obviously, you're getting a wider outer display on the OnePlus Open, as well as a slightly larger inner display on the OnePlus Open. And with the design, you also get the front-facing camera in the top right with the Open, whereas the Galaxy Z Fold 6, it's under display. And I gotta tell you, OnePlus Open did the right thing, because this under display on the Z Fold 6 is not great. And also the fact that the crease, when you run your finger across both of them, the Z Fold 6 is more visible. And yes, that's something to point out, because it's something people do care about. I don't really care about the comments telling me, oh, it's going to happen on every foldable. Yes, obviously that's going to happen, but still people care about having a crease or how visible the crease is. And we got to be honest, the OnePlus Open is less of a crease than the Galaxy Z Fold 6. One thing I also do like is the alert slider on the OnePlus Open. I wish the Z Fold 6 had that, but it doesn't. Oh well. And you can see Z Fold 6 is more of a boxy design, whereas the OnePlus Open is more rounded. And I gotta say, in the hand, I think the OnePlus Open is just a little bit more comfy to use. So this does ultimately come down to design preference and which one you would prefer. But in the design aspect, apart from this huge camera cutout for the OnePlus Open, I'd probably go with the OnePlus Open. Z Fold 6 is a great design. It's premium, love it. But comfortability-wise, I think the OnePlus Open, and just having this larger outer display, I would choose OnePlus Open in the design aspect. When it comes down to performance, they're both super good. So again, this is also a preference thing. But in my daily experience, I haven't noticed any single issue whatsoever. So with Z Fold 6, Android 14, One UI 6.1, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, 7 years of software updates, buttery smooth. It It also supports Samsung DeX and comes equipped with 12 gigs of RAM. OnePlus Open, it currently has Android 14 with 3 more years of software updates, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 because it came out in October of 2023, as well as 16 gigs of RAM. At the time of this recording, they're releasing an Apex edition, which is going to have 1 terabyte of storage, but as of right now, I don't have that, so we're not going to even consider that as an option. It's also buttery smooth. And in day-to-day performance, productivity-wise, you can get a lot of done. You can multitask, you can do all the good stuff on both of these devices. Just the plus with the Z Fold 6, again, it has that S Pen support, whereas the OnePlus Open doesn't have that. But I love it. I love both of these, and I can easily recommend either one for performance. Obviously, it's running last year's chipset Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but that's not a reason to pass on the OnePlus Open. And it's also not a reason to pass because it only gets 3 more years of software updates, whereas the Z Fold 6 is going to be getting 7 years. I don't really see that as a reason to pass. I think in 3 years, foldables are going to mature a bit more, so once your software updates are done with the OnePlus Open, you can upgrade to the latest foldable, whether that be OnePlus or a different foldable on the market. So I think 3 years is still pretty good with the OnePlus Open. Both of them are great in the performance aspect. Whereas it comes to camera, and I'm going to let you guys be the judge about it, and I'll be posting sample photos. But here's the thing, Samsung Z Fold 6 comes with a 50 megapixel wide camera with OIS, a 10 megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom, as well as a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and they're pretty good. I wish they just directly brought over the S24 Ultra cameras to the Z Fold 6. It would have made it much more premium, but we got these cameras. They're all right. OnePlus Open, a 40 megapixel main wide camera with OIS, a 64 megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom, as well as a 40 megapixel ultra wide. And they're good. I think in just looking at the photos myself, I kind of would prefer the OnePlus Open over the Galaxy Z Fold 6. But if these had the S24 Ultra cameras, oh yeah, hands down, I think it would beat out the OnePlus Open. And here's where the dilemma comes in. Like, we're paying a premium price for both of these, and OnePlus actually put in a pretty good camera system, whereas Samsung just kind of kept it the same for like the past year or two, and they didn't really up the quality on the cameras. And you're paying more for the Z Fold 6, so I kind of would have wished there was more in the camera department. I don't dive too much into detail about like the video and all that stuff because I just haven't experienced it. Like, I don't really use it for video. And truth be honest, like, I don't use it too often for camera either. But when I do and I want to just take photos to share as a memory or to keep as a memory, OnePlus Open is definitely my choice that I would go with. And it's also probably going to be my choice in the battery department. There are a couple of things that the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 has that the OnePlus Open doesn't, but for the most part, it's how long does the battery last, and that's going to be OnePlus Open as the winner. But Z Fold 6, 4,400 milliamp hour battery, 25 watts wired charging. It also has Quick Charge 2.0, 50% in 30 minutes, 15 watts wireless, and 4.5 watts of reverse wireless charging. OnePlus Open, 4,805 milliamp hour battery, 67 watts of wired charging, about 100% in 42 minutes, 0 to 100 in 40 minutes. It's great. It doesn't have wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, and that's one of the downsides of it that the Z Fold 6 has, but the OnePlus Open doesn't. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with having faster wired charging than having wireless and reverse wireless charging. I think Samsung could do a better job in putting faster charging speeds in the Z Fold 6, or I guess the Ultra or the 7 if it does come out, but they really got to up their battery capacity, having a larger, like 5,000 milliamp hour battery and faster charging speeds. Now, how does it last on throughout the day? OnePlus Open definitely beats it out. It definitely does last much longer. I have both of them maxed out at 80%, so after 80% they don't charge. And by like 6 p.m. my Z Fold 6 is at like 20%, whereas my OnePlus Open is still like 35-ish%, and I still continue to use it. So by the time it's like 9-10, I have to still charge the Z Fold 6, but the OnePlus Open, I can go to bed and not worry about it, wake up in the morning, charge it for 30-35 minutes, and I'm all set to go. But the Z Fold 6 takes forever to charge. So I don't know, that's just me and my experience. But before I share my final thoughts, I quickly want to get into the pricing. MSRP for the Galaxy Z Fold 6 starts at $1,900, $1,899. OnePlus Open, $1,699, so $1,700. Now they both go on sale quite often, and I wouldn't recommend picking up either device for its MSRP price. Whenever it goes on sale, they usually have trade-in deals and whatnot, or if you're gonna pick it up sometime in November or December, when there's even more sales, and I'll be leaving links in the description down below if you wanna check them out, then that's the time I would pick it up. But if you were to go between either, looking at the price, obviously OnePlus Open is going to be that device for you. And my final thoughts, I really love the Galaxy Z Fold 6. It's my first Z Fold, and I'm happy that I went ahead and I picked up the Galaxy Z Fold 6. My SIM has been in here since I picked it up, and I'm switching from the OnePlus Open. And that's the thing, since I switched from the OnePlus Open, I've gotten accustomed to so much of the great stuff that OnePlus Open has that the Z Fold 6 just doesn't, and I kind of look for it. Like I look for having better battery life. I look for having faster charging speeds. I don't really care too much about the camera. They're both good. They both get the job done. I look for having just a wider cover display. OnePlus Open has that. I look for better speakers. OnePlus Open, in my opinion, has that. Z Fold 6 still has some great stuff. It has great software features. It has S Pen support, although I didn't really need it, and I didn't need it for the OnePlus Open. It has this premium build and design. I love this navy blue. I think it's the best color on a smartphone I've ever used. But it makes me miss the OnePlus Open even more. This alert slider, just this outer cover display. I absolutely love what OnePlus did here. Now, yes, I would choose the OnePlus Open. I think I said OnePlus 6 at one point, but I would choose the OnePlus Open over the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. That doesn't mean this is a terrible device. It just means I have a different set of priorities that I look for in a smartphone when compared to others who have maybe the same or different priorities when they're looking for a smartphone. So it really does ultimately come down to preference, but for me, I'm going to be choosing the OnePlus Open. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to superman the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot, will help push my content out to more people. That's been it for me, and I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Urban Glow. I'll be leaving links in the description down below. I am working on a new wallpaper pack, and hopefully that will be coming out in the near future, but definitely stay tuned to the channel. Lots of videos are coming. I have so much great plans for the future of this channel as I am working on other channels as well, and just continuing to grow MTG Productions as a whole. And I want you guys to be a part of this amazing journey. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one.